We all know how Jesus died. His crucifixion is one of the most well-known moments in history. But what about the apostles who followed him? How did they end up after dedicating their lives to spreading his teachings? Today we'll dive into the powerful and often brutal stories of the 12 apostles' final days. Each one faced their own trials, and their unwavering devotion cost nearly all of them their lives. Join us as we explore how these early followers of Christ lived, served, and ultimately died in their commitment to the faith. First, we have Peter, the leader of the apostles. After preaching throughout Judea and performing miracles, Peter traveled to Rome. Tradition tells us that he was crucified by Emperor Nero around 64 AD. Peter, feeling unworthy to die in the same manner as Jesus, requested to be crucified upside down. This act of humility has inspired Christians for centuries. Peter's brother Andrew journeyed to what is now Eastern Europe and preached the gospel in places like Greece. He was eventually arrested and crucified on an X-shaped cross, where he hung for 2 days, continuing to preach to onlookers until he passed. Today, that X-shaped cross is known as St. Andrew's Cross. James the Greater, the brother of John, was one of Jesus' closest disciples. He traveled to Spain to spread the gospel before returning to Judea. Around 44 AD, he became the first apostle to be martyred, beheaded by the order of King Herod Agrippa. His remains are believed to be in Santiago de Compostela, making it a revered pilgrimage site for Christians. John, the beloved disciple, is the only apostle believed to have died a natural death. He spread the gospel in Ephesus and is credited with writing the book of Revelation while exiled on the island of Patmos. He survived attempts on his life, including being thrown into boiling oil. John's enduring presence serves as a reminder of resilience and God's protection. Philip preached in Asia Minor and performed many miracles. According to tradition, Philip converted the wife of a Roman official, leading to his arrest. After enduring torture, Philip was crucified upside down, like Peter. His faithfulness, even in suffering, showcases his dedication to spreading the gospel. Bartholomew, who's also known as Nathaniel, is believed to have preached in Armenia and India. Tradition says he was martyred in Armenia, where he faced the brutal fate of being flayed alive and then beheaded. Bartholomew's martyrdom has made him a symbol of courage in the face of unthinkable suffering. Matthew, the former tax collector, traveled to Ethiopia to spread the gospel. Tradition holds that he was martyred there, possibly by being stabbed or burned alive. His transformation from tax collector to martyr shows the profound change Christ brought to his life. Thomas, often called Doubting Thomas, took the gospel to India. He converted many people before facing opposition from local authorities. Thomas was eventually martyred, being pierced with spears. Today, his legacy lives on among the saints, Thomas Christians of India, who continue to honor his memory. James the Less, also known as James the son of Alphaeus, stayed in Jerusalem to minister to the Jewish Christians. Tradition says he was thrown from the pinnacle of the temple and then stoned to death. His steadfastness shows the dedication of those early leaders who held firm even amidst great hostility. Jude Thaddeus, often called the patron saint of lost causes, journeyed to Mesopotamia and Persia with Simon the Zealot. He was eventually martyred, some accounts say, by being clubbed to death. Jude's mission to the difficult regions of Persia highlights his fearlessness and commitment. Simon the Zealot, also known as Simon the Canaanite, is believed to have been martyred alongside Jude Thaddeus in Persia. Tradition holds that Simon was sawn in half, enduring unimaginable suffering as he stayed true to his faith. His story speaks to the loyalty and passion of a man willing to die for his beliefs. Finally, we have Matthias, the apostle chosen to replace Judas Iscariot. Matthias is said to have preached in Ethiopia and possibly in Jerusalem. Some traditions hold that he was stoned and then beheaded. As the last apostle added to the 12, Matthias' story reflects God's continuing work even after betrayal. Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, met a tragic end filled with remorse. Overcome by guilt, he returned the money and, according to the Gospel of Matthew, hanged himself. The Book of Acts mentions he fell in a field, causing his body to rupture. Judas's death stands as a stark reminder of betrayal's heavy cost, and he was later replaced by Matthias among the 12. The apostles' deaths remind us of the cost of discipleship and the courage needed to spread the gospel. Each apostle's sacrifice reflects their unbreakable devotion to Christ, standing as a testament of faith for all believers. Through their stories, we remember that the Christian journey isn't always easy, but the reward of following Christ is beyond compare. Thank you for watching. If you found this journey inspiring, please remember to like this video and subscribe to Catholic Snack for more explorations of our rich Catholic history and faith. God bless, and see you in the next video.